Hi everyone, SuperMarioT is back to deliver another character analysis for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Character number 10, our 11th analysis, is the PSI wonder Ness. Ness not only is the most changed character of the original 12, he's one of the most buffed and changed characters in the entire demo. I can assure you Ness mains out there, he's an even bigger force to be reckoned with. Before we reach the buffs, if you guys have seen my previous analyses, I tend to gravitate towards nerfs first if the buffs are plentiful. We have a couple nerfs for Ness, those of which consist of his jab doing slightly less damage and his up air sporting less horizontal range and isn't a good landing option. He has a new pummel where he holds the opponent and attacks using PSI like Zelda's grab and pummel, though this pummel is significantly slower than his previous one. His down throw has increased knockback, reducing its combo potential. His side special PK Fire has slower startup, and his up special PK Thunder 2, where he hits himself with the PK Thunder and he launches like a rocket, has slightly less knockback. But in the grand scheme of things, these aren't too major for Ness. A weaker jab, slower pummel, PK Fire slightly slower, and PK Thunder 2 being slightly weaker, those aren't really major minus the down throw to some length, but different follow-ups could be born from it. The buffs Ness got, though, are kinda ridiculous. For starters, Ness has a frame 3 jump like everyone else, has faster dash speed, faster air speed, and a higher jump than in Smash 4. Even though Ness's jab is weaker, it connects more reliably. His forward tilt does more damage and has a chance at tripping opponents. Ness's yo-yo smash attacks have a charging effect like before, and a down smash, for example, can hang below the ledge, improving Ness's edgeguarding capabilities by a wide margin. Up smash is also stronger and can kill opponents more reliably than before. When it comes to aerials, he has a slightly different neutral air. PSI emits from his hands much like how Zelda emits magic from her neutral air, and thus gives Ness more range. His up air is brand new as well, and explains why he has less horizontal range than his previous headbutt up air. Ness's new up air now has Ness waving his hands emitting PSI, similar to Peach's up air, and it's a multi-hit move that hits 5 times and deals more damage than his previous up air. His back air and down air both also deal more damage, and his down air has reduced end lag. If Ness uses his neutral special, PK Flash, mid-air, he won't go into free fall like in previous entries. On top of PK Flash traveling much more quickly, traveling much longer, and can travel through platforms, this increases PK Flash's safety, utilization, and optimization a lot since it's a much better edgeguard tool and landing option even. Even though his side special PK Fire has slower startup, it has faster cooldown and a bigger hitbox. Much like Pikachu's quick attack, when Ness uses his up special PK Thunder, there's an angle indicator telegraphing Ness's trajectory if the ball is close to Ness upon using PK Thunder 2. PK Thunder 2 compensates its weaker knockback with increased range. When Ness uses his down special, PSI Magnet mid-air, he doesn't lose his horizontal momentum, much like in Brawl. PSI's Magnet's slightly bigger, has a hitbox similar to Lucas's version of PSI Magnet, and it now deals damage to opponents who enter it along with pushing them away, increasing the move's utility. Cosmetically, Ness's yo-yo reads Super Nintendo 2018 and Mother, referencing the SNES, the series he hails from, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's release year. Many of his PSI-based attacks now have their respective PSI graphics from Earthbound. His down throw uses the PK Fire effect from Earthbound, much like how his down throw looked in Brawl and Melee. He has a new idle animation, his air dodge resembles that of its Melee iteration. Ness has a different pose when using PK Fire, he sports different expressions and effects all around, like a handful of other characters in Ultimate, and his final smash, PK Starstorm, is closer to its Brawl counterpart, firing slower meteors that spread out over the stage. Paula and Pooh join Ness in his final smash, and the PK Starstorm particle effects and the 8 Melodies background pattern from Earthbound also appear during the final smash. But don't let this distract you from the fact that Ness just got a whole lot stronger, okay? Ness is faster, has significantly better smash attacks, significantly better aerials, insanely better specials, significantly more stage control potential, and edgeguard tools, especially with the melee air dodge mechanic and the increasing value and tension surrounding edgeguarding, much more utilization surrounding his specials, and many more options when it comes to his specials and aerials. There's also the fact that Ness still retains good combos, powerful moves, strong kill options, and his busted back throw. Let me remind you that Ness was already a very good character in Smash 4. Ness could easily sneak into top tier, but we've yet to see how big of a shadow his weaknesses bear. He's still a lightweight mix-up slash half grappler with a very exploitable recovery, and punishable specials if whiffed. He'll likely still struggle against fast, rush-down characters and being juggled, as he'll still be limited with landing options and average movement speed and capabilities. Ness was already one of my lesser favorite matchups. That back throw is one of the dumbest things to come out of him. So now there's more reason for me to either not like him, get good, or most likely both. I know Omni will get his panties in a bunch though. Let me know what you think. Are you excited for all the changes and buffs made to Ness? Do you think he'll remain roughly the same on the tier list, or he'll go higher or lower? You plan on picking up the little psychic, or are you also worried about how much better he'll actually be? Tell me. Thanks for watching, and be sure to remain on the lookout for more analyses on characters in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Stay super, okay?